Hey guys, Daniel here. Hope you're doing well. I know it's been about 3 or 4 months since I put out my last video, and I apologize. But you know what? I realized, I don't know if people really care anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool. I'm a small time content, YouTube guy. So I don't have that pressure to have to. I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, this video is not about this guy. This is this is the Microtech Combat Truton, but actually it's about this guy. Um, Yo, first of all, dude, United States Postal Service, you guys got to do a little bit of a better job, man. I mean, I'm thankful that the package got here in one piece, but dang, it looked like it went through some battles, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully whatever's in here survived it. This is from Rick Hinder himself, not himself, but from Rick Hinder Knives. I was able to get one of the Eclipse spear point in the S45VN when it went up on his site a few days ago, and it sold out pretty quickly. So I'm glad I was able to jump on it when it was available. So let's see what this looks like. Man, USPS, please. Oh man, if you guys could, kind of help us out here, you know what I mean? I know. All right, dang, this box got destroyed. All right, you know what? It's okay, cause I'm not so worried about the knife more than the box and the knife itself. And thankfully, it looks like it survived the catastrophe. As you guys, okay, the stickers kind of got, kind of jacked up, but, it's cool. It's all right. I don't mind that. All right, it looks like this was hand assembled and tuned by, it looks like T. Soreto. So thank you, Soreto, for this. And then, of course, you get the tri-way pivot system, and then you got the little peanuts. I think that's about it in here. But dang, okay, if the knife is in good shape, then I gotta give Rick Hinder Knives credit for the box design, because the box itself got totally devastated. But let's check out the knife, right? Because this ain't about the box or the packaging, though. Hopefully the knife didn't get jacked up. So anyways, this is a brand, just totally first impressions unboxing. So far, to the naked eye, everything looks good, everything looks just like brand new. This is as you can see, the blue G10 and the working finish. So, I find that I really like the working finish. Looks like the blade's dead on centered. But yeah, out of all the finishes that I was gonna say Chris Reeve. I mean Rick Hinder does. I really like the working finish the most. I feel like it's attractive. It has like that kind of like that heavy stone washing type of thing going on. So even if I use it hard, it's gonna it's gonna look relatively the same. Of when I first got it. As you can see, this is in the S45VN, and I really wanted the Eclipse in the S45VN. Let's give it a first flip. Oh yeah, of course, pretty sweet. I do feel like the detent, it feels a little tad hair lighter than the first Eclipse that I had. If you look at a couple videos back, I actually had the Eclipse in the Bowie configuration. I believe it was a Southern Edges exclusive, and it was in the 20 CV. And you know what? In that video, I actually said I was never going to get rid of it. It's going to be a keeper. And I ended up selling it. So, but honestly, as soon as I sold it, I regretted it, because I know these don't come by very often. And so I didn't know when I would get that opportunity to snag another one of these. And I gotta say, the Bowie blade shape, honestly, I feel like it looks the best with this kind of this Eclipse profile. But when I saw this spear point, I believe this is what they call a spear point blade shape, I gotta say it looked mighty sexy. And so I just actually, when I first saw it, the first round of them, I hesitated and they all got sold out real quick. And then so I was kind of, I was kind of bummed. I was like, you know what? Okay, I didn't think another opportunity would come by anytime soon, right? But I was just checking their website like maybe a few days later, a week or two later, and they popped up again. So I was like, you know what? I know I'm gonna regret it if I don't pick one up. And I'm really glad I got it in the S45VN. This is actually the first S45VN knife that I have in my collection. I know we're seeing a lot more knives with this blade steel. I see a lot of also Magna Cut. I'm really curious on how this is gonna work. I know this is a evolution of the S35VN, and so it's, I don't think it's like a ginormous like step for mankind. I think it's just like an incremental like evolution, but it's still cool. I'm really glad that this industry continues to evolve and grow and just give us knife nuts, like cooler, more unique steels. They just refine and build upon steels that are already great. Like S35VN is great, S30V is great. I'm really excited to try this out. What also kind of compelled me was what a Metal Complex. He was talking about Hinder knives and 20CV M390, but he felt like for the blade stock or the blade thickness of I think it was the Eclipse or maybe the XM18, that actually the S45VN blade steel is actually very optimal. And so, with that being said, I'm just really glad I'm able to get one of these. Yeah, and all Hinder knives that I've owned. So I've owned two XM18s, the 3-inch. I've owned an Eclipse in the Bowie configuration, and they were all in this really nice blue G10. I don't know what it is about their blue G10, but I just gravitate towards this one. And so, they had like the olive green, they had the black, they had like the transparent jade, but to me this blue G10 really pops. And so especially, I like to go camping and hiking and just be out there, and so to have a color that really pops against, like kind of like those earth tones, I feel like it's really beneficial for me, because I definitely do not want to lose this knife. This is, if you don't already know, these go, these come out as like $425, and so, you want to take care of these knives that you pay your hard-earned money for, you know what I'm saying? And so anyways, like I mentioned, I feel like the detent is maybe a hair lighter than the first Eclipse that I had, but the action is, as I expected, just really smooth. Yeah, look at that. That blade center, he seems just boom, dead on. The first Eclipse that I had, I think it was a hair to the left or to the right. But when I took it apart, cleaned it up, put it back together, and it came back dead centered, and it was perfect. But yeah, this seems exactly, aside from that detent, maybe a little lighter detent, it seems exactly like the Bowie configuration that I had. Like I said, I don't want to harp on all the stuff that I've already said, so you could check that video out. But just quick, want to point out, yeah, the handle is very comfortable. I love that double finger choil design. I have the Chris Reeve large Nkosi and single, and it has also like, the Nkosi has like that double choil as well, and so I'm a big fan of that. It really locks in my hand, and I love how they did not put any jimping or anything like that on the landing zone right here. So what I'm talking about is like, it's boom. So the XM18s, they have like this really aggressive jimping, so that anytime you flip the knife, you end up kind of going it's like a very abrasive surface to have your finger land on. first world problems. I totally understand. So go ahead and put your comments for whatever it is. I don't really care. So everyone's, everyone has their opinions, man, and so this is my opinion. But yeah, it's very comfortable. It doesn't cause any issues at all. I love how they've really designed this flipper tab so that it's not, the XM18, the issue that I had with the XM18 is like their tab was such an acute hook that it was just kind of a little uncomfortable. But it might just be my little baby fingers. But yeah, I love it. I really like the Eclipse platform. It's a great looking knife. It feels like a forerunner in the hand. Just very versatile, robust. Will do pretty much anything you throw at it. Like I said in the first video, it's not like the best slicer, you know what I'm saying? But it'll definitely cut. And I don't think this is really, I think, designed to really just cut like pretty good, but be able to withstand, pretty much anything that's out there, and so, the blade stock is thick, it kind of goes, it's a flat grind that kind of goes, maybe 3/4 of the way up. You have this beautiful, I love this kind of this harpoon spear point blade shape. Just gives it like kind of that personality, that flair, that little bit of that aggressiveness without looking like too crazy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, wow, impressed again, So with that being said, this is just my first like little raw impressions of this knife, well, in the spear point configuration, and I really love it. And so yeah, thank you guys so much. If you guys have any pull with USPS and can get someone to like fix this thing though, that's something else, man. But you know what? If there's any knife that could survive something like this, it would be a Hinderer knife. You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't too worried when I saw this, because I'm like, man, if Hinderer knives cannot survive something like this, then maybe they're not, the toughest folders or tough folders, but it survived this, guys. So kudos to Hinderer knives, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing, I don't know what happened. Like, a TV was on top of this, I mean, not only that, but dang, like, the box itself was like wrecked. But true to form, man. The knife was, it was a cakewalk. It was just saying, it's just another day at work. It's all good. I'm a little squished, a little cramped, but it ain't gonna ruin my day. And yeah, there's not a scratch on this knife, nothing that I could not observe, and it functions flawlessly like it should. So no qualms, no worries here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any comments or questions, drop them down below. I won't guarantee that I'll respond to it, especially if I see that the comment is just ridiculous. Hey, it's whatever's, man. But thank you guys so much for watching. All right, you guys have a great one. Bye now.